In the heart of Nigeria, amidst the rhythmic pulse of the city of Aba, a musical revolution was born. This is the story of the Apostle, a band that captured the spirit of a generation. Formed in the late 1960s, the Apostles of Aba were pioneers of their time, fusing traditional highlife with modern sounds of funk and rock to create something truly unique. Unique in line with the new Afro-funk genre that was the predominant sounds of the 1970s in Nigeria. The Apostles of Aba recorded several albums to their credit, which were all successful albums across the country, including the self-titled album The Apostles under the EMI label in 1976, Black is Beautiful still under the EMI label in 1977, Banco Woman under Love Day Records in 1977, then Wisdom under EMI 1978, Honey still under EMI in 1977. The band moved on to another record label, another big name record of the 80s, which was an indigenous record label called Phonodisc. Phonodisc was the home to several Nigerian artists of the time, including Chris Okoti, who was their biggest artist. But the Apostles recorded Moving Time album for the Phonodisc label in 1981 and later moved on to Clover Sound. Clover Sound belongs to Ben Okonkwo in Aba, where they recorded Faith in 1983. The band also had several singles and EPs to their name, including Down Down the Valley slash Battery Rock under the Ben record, still an imprint of Clover Sounds, then Onyeagba under Ben record in 1973. They also had a mixed a mixed release of 7-inch and 45 RPM single stereo Banco Woman, which was done in 2017. Then Your Business and She's a Dropout, another single under EMI, and Work Hard out of the Apostle single still under EMI. So those are the releases, the discography of this great band, the Apostles of Abba, which Nigerians have enjoyed, which they established themselves as one of the leading force of Afro-funk music throughout the time they were in their prime. One thing that was common with the bands of the eras, I mean, talking of the membership of the bands, was the fact that these members cut across several bands. They actually played several bands and changed bands. Barry Bar, for instance, played with Danayan and the Spades, played with the Tubon Rex Williams, and also we know him to be a member of the Apostle. Another member of the band that made a name for himself after the band split is Effie Duke, Charles Effie Duke. Effie Duke was a heavyweight musician from Calabar. His membership of bands include the Sea Jebs, Danayan and the Space, Effie Duke and the Love Family, that is his own band that he later formed after leaving the groups set up by Winston and his Fulani Stars of Nigeria. He was also a member of Original Wings and also a member of the Wings. Keyboardist Papado, on the other hand, was a member of BK Formula, played with Bongo Sikwe and the Groovies, Shina Williams and his African percussionists, and the Sensationals. But he was a long-staying member of the Apostles and is popularly called Goldfinger Papado. That is the name you need to remember as one of the hottest keyboardists in the Nigerian music scene in the 70s and in the 80s. Yeah, another member of the group, Murphy Williams. Murphy Williams later got into a solo career, releasing his solo effort, She Is My Woman, under the Third Tone record label. He was a big name in the 80s, also as a solo artist, but he had his groundings in the Apostles of Abba. So, on the whole, the definitive list of the membership of the Apostles of Abba, remember, these guys used to switch bands or maybe take over bands, and this group was a contemporary of the Wings. So there was always this flux of membership between these bands. So, but the definitive list of membership of this band include Barry Uba or Barrister, Benjamin Nambi Davidson, Charles F.E. Duke, Chike Fisher Okoro, Harrison Barr, Henry Asu, Tandu, Joel Maduwike, Maxwell Chikenwaha, Murphy Williams, Papado, and the leader of the band, Walter Arungwa. So that is the composition of the Apostles of Baba that entertained Nigerians, that made impacts on their own, that had a long stay, a great discography in the history of Nigerian music, talking about the Afro-funk era of Nigerian music. Yeah. One more thing we need to know about the Apostles of Baba was that they eventually disbanded in the early 80s, about 1981 or thereabout. However, they have been able to tour Nigeria, not only Nigeria, they extended their reach out of Nigeria. They played in Europe, they toured Europe, sending out the message of psychedelic funk, rock, or Afro funk as we know it, that emanated from Nigeria, that created a fusion of African music, funk music, rock music, and the traditional rhythms, that is um, characterized by the Nigerian flavor to the whole world. So this group did all that, toured Europe, and eventually gave way in the 1980s, the early parts. Remember, there was a transition between this band era to the singles era. So that's what really happened. See, most of the members even move on to solo careers. So it was not all about this band alone, the Apostles alone. Several of the bands of that period experienced the same phenomenon. I mean, breakup and solo artists coming out of this band. But however, the Apostle is considered one of the pioneers of psychedelic folk music and has inspired generations of Nigerians and African musicians. And their music continues to be influential up to this day. So if you like what we are doing on Music in My Ears, kindly log on and subscribe if you are yet to subscribe, because that is the encouragement we have to keep on going, bringing you great contents, great information, great entertainment on Nigerian music history, because that is all that we are all about on Music in My Ears. Thank you so much. Until the next episode, peace out.